Alright guys, Traumerei is finally here. In today's video, we are going to go over best build, best team comps, revolution system, and of course, should you invest in this unit. So let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and hop right into the video. Alright, so before I go over his kit, just to let you guys know, Traumerei is a new rarity. He is not SSR plus, he's not an SSR, he's not SR or rare. He is family head rarity. This is the newest rarity in the game. All right, now let's go ahead and read his kit. So Lope will be a family head passive. At the start of the battle, Traumerei summons Kraken, which is the squid, and Cobalt, which is the frog, with 120% of his stats at both ends of the battlefield. Both Kraken and Cobalt decrease all enemies' energy by 30 every 3 seconds, and each take 30% of Traumerei's damage taken in his place. Kraken's attack increases by 40% for 10 seconds whenever any ally, including summon beings, dies. Max 3 stacks. So if 2 allies on your team die, Kraken is pretty much going to receive let's say an 80% attack increase. So if one ally dies, that's 40%. If another ally dies, that's 80%. And then if another ally dies, that's pretty much 120% attack increase. So you can pretty much get 120% attack increase max for Kraken. And it says, and then fires a Shinto cannon to deal 400% of its attack as damage to all enemies. Cobalt, which is the frog, immediately tries to remove any attack increase buff or barrier an enemy receives, then detonates a shockwave on all enemies to deal 20% of their max HP as damage. So he pretty much has HP based damage, which is really good. And it also says 400% of attack if the target is a boss. And it says Traumerei, Kraken, and Cobalt are immune to all status effects except silence and do not move. Now for his next active skill, we have Gaze. It says Traumerei removes all enemies' concealed state. So units like Kasea and Kunran, they can pretty much conceal themselves. And Traumerei, with this ability, he can pretty much reveal their location and they can't conceal themselves anymore, which is really good. So we continue, it says he then decreases the swiftness of nearby enemies by 100, physical resistance by 20%, and magic resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. Really nice. And if you get his revolution tier 4, it says Traumerei additionally increases physical resistance of allies in range by 30% and their magic resistance by 30% when using Gaze. Now, next active skill, Ruler of All Things. Traumerei becomes invincible for 2 seconds and increases the attack of all allies, including summon beings, by 80% for 8 seconds. He then orders Kraken and Cobalt to attack once each. So this part right here, not only is Traumerei buffing summon beings like Punisher and Bull, he's also buffing the attack of allies, which is really good because it says right here, Traumerei becomes invincible for 2 seconds and increases the attack of all allies, including summon beings. So he's pretty much buffing allies and summon beings, which is really nice. And you get 80% attack increase. Really good. Now for his ultimate, it says unleash all creatures. Traumerei becomes immune to status effects and unleashes all creatures toward the enemy toward the end of the battlefield to deal 200% of his attack as damage 12 times, each hit jolting the enemy and pushing them back. So his kit is just insanely stacked. Crazy part about his kit is, of course, his passive. He has HP. The fact that Cobalt has HP based damage, like he's dealing damage based off of the enemy's max HP, which is really strong, very similar to Kunadan. And then for this active skill, you have swiftness decrease, physical and magic resistance decrease, and if you get the tier 4, you get physical and magic resistance buff. And then of course you have the attack increase, and his ultimate just deals crazy damage. His kit is insanely stacked. Now for his exclusive equipment, so for level 1, it says Traumerei silences enemies hit by unleash all creatures for 3 seconds. And then for level 2, Kraken and Cobalt's energy drain increases by 10 every second, so you pretty much have more energy drain. And then for level 3, it says the invincibility duration of Ruler of All Things increases by 2 seconds. And then for level 4, it says Traumerei's attack increases by 6% and defense by 6% when hit by any status effect attack other than silence. So you're pretty much getting a 30% attack increase and 30% defense increase for his level 4. So overall, his exclusive equipment really really nice because it increases his attack, defense, and energy drain, and it also allows him to silence the enemy a lot more, and he has that invincibility which pretty much increases his survivability. Now, when we take a look at his gameplay, so you guys can see the two summon beings. We have the squid and the toad. Now, this is pretty much the gaze skill, and you guys can see that energy decrease. And now he activates ruler of all things. You have attack increase to the toad, and not the toad, but the frog and the squid. And then let's wait for him to activate that gaze again. Gonna do it one more time. And every single time he attacks the enemy, you guys can see that he decreases their energy. You got that swiftness decrease, or you got that magic resistance decrease, and you have that attack. Pretty sure that is attack decrease as well, which is really, really good. So let's go ahead, use his ultimate. So uses his ultimate, and look at that. Pushes the enemy away. Really, really strong ultimate. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. Crazy stuff. So the fact that he is constantly decreasing the enemy's energy, and he's providing attack buffs, physical magic resistance buff. This guy's insane. And his gaze skill is just insane. It sounded like I said gay for a second, but I said gaze. His gaze skill is just really, really good because I'm pretty sure, we are going to have units in the future who are going to conceal themselves like Kun, Ron, and Kaseya. And the gaze skill is going to be very, very useful because he'll be able to reveal their location. Now, this might be the first time that I eliminated this enemy in like a preview skill. Let me go and do his ultimate one more time. I don't think we can, but this kid is just insane. His ultimate is also crazy as well. Really, really awesome character. And as you guys can see, we literally eliminate the enemy. Like, he's just overpowered. Now, when we take a look at his revolution system, so at first, I thought they were going to increase his base nodes, but since he is a new rarity, it gave him brand new revolution tiers. So as you guys can see, he now has revolution tier 7 and revolution tier 8. He is the only unit in the game that has 8 revolution tiers because he is pretty much the highest rarity in the game. So when we take a look at revolution tier 4, it says Traumerei additionally increases physical resistance of allies in range by 30% and their magic resistance by 30% when using gaze. And then for revolution tier 5, it says Traumerei increases the defense of all allies by 80% for 8 seconds when using ruler of all things. And then for revolution tier 6, it says Traumerei increases the magic pierce of all allies by 30% for 8 seconds when using unleash all creatures. Really, really good. And then for his revolution tier 7, it says Traumerei cannot be targeted if Kraken and Cobalt or Cobalt are present on the battlefield. So as long as Kraken or Cobalt, as long as they're on the battlefield, Traumerei, he's not going to be targeted, which is insane. So his survivability just skyrockets once you reach that revolution tier 7. And then for tier 8, it says Summon Beast attack increases by 50% and Traumerei's HP increases by 100% in Arena. So overall, man, his revolution is just insane. Like, you have magic and physical resistance increase, you have defense increase, you have magic pierce increase, and you pretty much have, increased survivability for Traumerei, which is really, really good. Now, when we take a look at his best ignition weapon set, so you pretty much have 3 options. So the best set and slot for Traumerei is attack speed set. This is like the default set for him because you're going to increase his attack speed, and then for his 4-piece set effect, you're going to increase his attack by 50%. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, he's a support character, so why are you giving him, additional attack? You guys are going to see in a couple minutes here why attack speed set is good for him. And another great set for him would also be Zila set. So if you have low dupes on Traumerei, if you have at least, let's say 3 green stars or 1 blue star, or you have 0 copies on him, then you want to run Zila set on him because his survivability isn't that great with low dupes. He is still amazing, but he's a little bit squishy with low dupes. So therefore, putting Zila set on him so that you can increase his survivability is really, really good. You are going to lose out on some damage, but he can still deal really, really great damage with Zila set. So Zila set is another great option. And then last but not least, we have Idea Set. Now, Idea Set, a lot of people recommended this set as well because this set pretty much allows him to use his ultimate a lot more because you have that 500 energy increase, which is really nice because his damage really comes from his ultimate. Like his ultimate is just crazy. So Idea Set pretty much allows him to use his ultimate a lot more. So Idea Set also pretty good, but the best set for him is Attack Speed Set. Now, when it comes to substats, so the main substats that you want to focus on for Traumerei, since you have 4 slots for each ignition weapon, number one, magic and physical resistance. You want to get magic and physical resistance for his substats so he can have, really good survivability. And you also want to have magic pierce and crit damage increase. I feel like those are like the top stats for him because you're amplifying his damage and at the same time you're amplifying his survivability. So I would also recommend accuracy and evasion, but you can already get that through Tri Essence Facility. So I will say accuracy and evasion, they are good substats, but I would prioritize magic and physical resistance as well as crit damage increase and magic pierce. You don't want to get physical pierce because he's not a physical damage type unit. And lifesteal, now the thing is, if I'm being honest, lifesteal, this stat is really not that good anymore. Like you guys can clearly see that Bergamot set, a lot of people, they're not using this set anymore because it's just not that effective compared to other sets like Zila set. You have other sets like Reflecia, which gives energy, Idea Set. Bergamot is just falling behind. So lifesteal, don't focus on lifesteal, not really important on him. And you can get effect resistance through his revolution, but the fact that he's immune to status effects through his passive, then you don't really have to focus on, effect resistance. So top stats, of course, crit damage increase, magic pierce, a physical and magic resistance. And then, of course, for swiftness, you can get that through Tri Essence Facility. Now, for your slot 4 and 5, for slot 4, I'm running crit damage increase. And then for slot 5, I'm running magic pierce. Now, some people might run magic and physical resistance for the slot 4 and 5, for more survivability. But if you're running Zila set, you can still run crit damage increase and magic pierce while using Zila set because he's getting additional physical and magic resistance, which is really solid. So attack speed set with crit damage increase and magic pierce, really solid build. But if you're aiming for more survivability, you can go for attack speed set alongside with magic pierce, not magic pierce, but magic resistance and physical resistance for slot 4 and 5. Now, when it comes to team comps, so the good thing is Traumerei can literally work in any team. He is a universal support DPS character. He can work in any team you put him in, which is really, really good. But this is a team that I am using for him. This team is really, really good because Garam is pretty much going to increase, the team's special move pierce, which is really, really beneficial for Traumerei because he deals a lot of damage with his ultimate. So Garam amplifying his ultimate damage, really, really dope. And of course, Punisherin. Now, Punisherin, the fact that he's benefiting a lot from Traumerei's kit, really, really dope. So Traumerei, every single time I put him in the team, he is always dealing the most damage. And just because he dealt more damage than Punisherin doesn't mean that Punisherin is trash. No, it's just that Traumerei is just that busted to the point where he's literally doing everything. He is taking a lot of damage and he's also dealing a lot of damage. So this team is just great. You have, Tank and Dorsey was pretty much decreasing the enemy's magic resistance, which is going to allow Traumerei and Punisherin to do a lot more damage. And then, of course, we have Yiwa, who's just healing the whole team. So this team, absolutely amazing. I'm going to go ahead and replay this for you guys so that you guys can see how well Traumerei he can perform at this level. All right, so you guys can see that the enemy team, they have Data Zahar. Now, another great thing about Traumerei is the fact that he can break through shields. The fact that he can break through shields is just completely insane. So you guys know that units like Data Zahar, the main reason why Data Zahar was really, really good is because, he can shred shields with his ultimate. But the fact that Traumerei can do it consistently with his, summon being the frog, he's just crazy. He's shredding shields constantly, pushing enemies back, shredding their physical and magic resistance, dealing crazy damage, and at the same time buffing the team. Like, this guy can pretty much do everything. He can be a support character, he can be a DPS character, he can be a debuffer, he can do anything. He can be a summon beast DPS unit. Literally the strongest unit in the entirety of this game. And then for this next fight right here, you guys can see that he dealt 160 billion damage for this team. We're going to go ahead and replay this as well. Just a crack character overall. Really, really crack character. But another good thing about him is that he is still great with low dupes. So if you have no copies on Traumerei, he is still strong because his survivability is like the only thing that you have to worry about with low dupes, but his damage is still insane with low copies. So just look at this, like just constantly dealing damage, constantly shredding enemy shields, debuffing them. This unit is stacked, like literally the best unit in the entirety of this game. And you guys can see Ghost right here. Look at that, instantly destroyed. Ghost is really annoying when it comes to his shield, but as long as Traumerei is there, Ghost and Flight Eric Masno, they're just irrelevant. Now, just to show you guys that I'm not talking out of my ass, I just formed a random team. Random team currently on trial area, trial 633. And let's go ahead and attempt this fight. So this is just a random team. Random team. And let's see if we can actually beat this. So we have Traumerei, we have Escanor, we have Garam, Kunasentio, and Princess Anak. So let's see if this team can win. So Princess Anak, she's going to target uh Traumerei, pretty much give him additional energy and additional magic and physical resistance. Now, another good thing is if you do have low dupes on Kunasentio, not Kunasentio, but Traumerei, Anak is a thing. The fact that she can build, his magic and physical resistance, like look at this right here. The fact that he's able to stay alive thanks to Princess Anak, look at that damage. You see? So it literally doesn't matter which team you're using. Traumerei just works in any team. Like as long as he's there, look at that, 230 billion damage. Absolutely insane unit. Let's go ahead and do this fight right here. Let's go ahead and build another team. So this time we're going to take out Kunasentio. We're going to take out Princess Anak. And we're going to keep in Garam. Keep in Garam. And then we're just going to try and put, let's just say Kunadan, for example. Let's put Kunadan in. And then over here, we can just put in Bomb. All right, so we put Bomb right here. Going to find Bomb. There he is. So let's try this team out. We're going to put Bomb in the back. But let's see what happens. All right, this is a completely random team. But if it works, it works. All right, so here we go. Let's see what happens here. And I'm actually curious, like, is Kunadan gonna deal more damage than Traumerei, or is Traumerei still gonna deal more damage? I'm actually curious here, but all right, looks pretty good so far. We already eliminated all the enemies, and Traumerei ult popped off already. And just look at that, man. They're already dead. Oh my goodness, man. This unit is so broken. Absolutely broken. Go ahead and check out the stats. Look at that. Still dealt more damage than Kunadan. Just insane. So we got 70 billion damage coming from Traumerei and 46 billion damage coming from Kunadan. Just absolutely crazy. Like this unit is just next level. Absolutely next level. As long as he's able to pop off his ultimate, you pretty much win the match. Like his ultimate is literally crazy. Like the amount of damage he can deal with his ultimate is just completely mind-blowing. So yeah, this pretty much just proves that it doesn't matter which team you put him in. He is still effective in every single team, still deals great damage. He buffs his allies as he's supposed to, and he also inflicts a lot of debuffs on the enemy, which is really good. So overall, this unit is literally the best unit in the entirety of this game. If you guys are asking, is he better than Kaiser? Yes, he is better than Kaiser. Kaiser is still an amazing unit, literally like the best boss DPS unit in the game, but Traumerei is just next level. He is completely crazy. The fact that he's a support character and he's dealing insane damage is just mind-blowing. So Traumerei, absolutely broken unit, literally the best character in the game. Now, for my free-to-play players, you guys already know when it comes to free-to-play players, I'm always looking out for y'all. But how many copies do you need on him in order for him to work? So remember, with low dupes, he's a little bit squishy with low dupes, but he can still deal great damage. If you guys were there on my live stream, I pretty much showcased him with low dupes on my account, and he was still dealing great damage. It's just that he was a little bit squishy, so you have to put Zila set on him. But other than that, with max copies, he's absolutely crazy, like just an insane unit. So if you're a free-to-play player wondering, should you invest in his character, I recommend free-to-play players to get at least one copy on his character. At least one copy, and that's it. Because Traumerei is extremely expensive. And, there's nothing wrong with that because he is a new rarity. So, therefore, it's going to be really hard to get copies on this unit, which is understandable because, new rarity, and they're trying to make this unit very, very special in a way. So I understand new rarity, so therefore it's going to be really hard to get him. But, at the same time, I wish they put a soft pity, like once you reach 80 pity, the chances of you getting him increases, but whatever. But for free to play players, if you have 5,000 suspendium, I would recommend you to use that 50,000 suspendium, not 5,000, my apologies, but 50,000 suspendium. Use that to get one copy on him, and that's it. Because after Traumerei goes away, we have 11 days left. After he goes away, he is permanently gone except for the black market. On the black market, the chances of you getting him in black market is going to be 0.1%, which is extremely rare. So you guys can see right now in the black market, it says 0.1%. So I would take the opportunity, I would take the chance to get one copy of him in his banner and just leave it at that because he is still amazing with zero dupes. So yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about this character. Insanely broken. For for the next couple of months, all you're going to hear in the Tower of God community is Traumerei. Whenever somebody asks you, which unit is the best unit in the game, Traumerei, Traumerei, Traumerei. He is the only character that people are going to talk about because he's just insanely busted, next level broken character. And I'm actually happy because he is family head. And if Netmarble made this character completely dog water, then there will be a problem. But he is actually insanely cracked. And until we have a busted unit in the future that can exceed him, probably another family head unit, as of to right now, Traumerei is literally the meta. Like, he just works in every single team comp, and yeah, he's just completely broken. Like, that's all I can say. Just a busted unit. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's guide video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.